let's just say I suspect Donald Trump is not a prime customer. Did you hear this?
He bought this paper for practically nothing, and he's using that as a tool for political power against me and against other people. And I'll tell you what, we can't let him get away with it.
All right, Donald Trump was referring to Jeff Bezos' ownership of the Washington Post, and there are stories out that the Post has hired a 20 to 25 person team to dig up dirt on Donald Trump. A lot of people, conservatives, got back to me and said, hey, did the same paper put the same team to look into then Senator Barack Obama? But we're not going to cast political aspersions here. Mercedes Schlapp and Julie Regency on that. What Donald Trump is obviously getting ready for, Mercedes, is the real media onslaught. They're gonna go after his past. They're gonna go after every little thing he did, and they're going to be relentless. Should he worry about that?
Well, I don't think Donald Trump is going to necessarily worry about it, because the good thing about Donald Trump is that he always has a quick response, and he's always quick to point out that there is this extreme media bias, and there's the fact that, like the Washington Post, that they're going to be going after him. And guess what? He's going to keep responding and saying they're wrong and this is what's the situation that's right. Now, with that being said, it's Bob Woodward, who we know is a very respected investigative journalist, who's leading this army, this team that they're going to pull together this book. My concern is that this book from the Washington Post might be a book that will be co-authored by the #NeverTrump movement.
You know, I'm just wondering the effect that will have on this race, because, you know, you get into all of Hillary Clinton's finances. A lot of publications already have the Clinton Initiative and how closely that was tied to key donors and what have you. And my take on all of this, wow, it's going to be so much dirt. Just come to work in tarp, because it's going to I don't know. Have you not been doing that lately? Is that tarp?
That's a tarp. It's a hot pink tarp. Yeah.
I got you.
Listen, Hillary Clinton's been in the public eye since the 80s as First Lady of Arkansas and then First Lady of the United States and so on and so forth. She's been vetted. You may not like that she's been vetted, but a lot of the negative things we know about her is because the New York Times broke the story and the email scandal.
Well, apparently no. There's something new every day.
There's something new every day. Donald Trump, in fairness, has never run for public office before. He has never met the press. He's never faced the press.
Right.
If he's got nothing to hide, there's nothing to worry about. I don't think that they're digging up dirt. I think that anybody who wants to be president of the United States needs to be vetted. Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, anybody, because if we don't vet him,
no,
he becomes president,
God knows, I just see, and I know you and I disagree fundamentally on this side, that there's a great deal more zeal to vet, I don't know, conservatives than there is liberals.
Then Hillary Clinton? Has anybody been more through the ringer than the Clintons?
If we got everything out of the ringer, then how did we just find out now about Clinton donations to the initiative and what have you?
Because the vet keeps going. That's the beauty of the press. The vet keeps going.
And it's the media's responsibility, Neil. The question will become, will the media, like the Washington Post, really provide a fair assessment? We know that in the case, you know, I would say there are certain journalists, I'd say Robert Costa is one of them, definitely. Again, I mentioned Bob Woodward. These are quality journalists, and they really have had a relationship with Donald Trump. But again, when you read the Washington Post, especially when you look at the editorial pages, the ongoing onslaught on Donald Trump and how he's unfit to be president, it doesn't stop. And when you look at the fact of Jeff Bezos' involvement, where he did #send Donald Trump into space, I mean, there's clearly hostility there. You have to wonder up to what point does he have any political influence on this paper. And guess what? Donald Trump will make sure that the American people understand who's behind the writings of the Washington Post.
Well, I will write, Julie, just on that notion, if you heard a Wall Street Journal editor, let's say, let's send Hillary Clinton into space.
Right.
You're one of the most fair-minded, articulate spokesmen on the left that I know.
Thank
you. I don't know many, but seriously.
You should come hang out with my friends. I appreciate that. There's more of us out
But
there.
here's what I want to ask you then. That's not right.
Are you telling me that we should be worried about what owners of media institutions tweet out and think that those institutions are biased by the tweets of their media owners?
No, let me just switch it around. If it was said at Hillary Clinton, if a line like that was said at Hillary Clinton.
By whom? By the owner of the Wall Street Journal?
By the owner of any public.
I think the owner of the Wall Street Journal has at times been critical of Hillary Clinton. I don't think the Wall Street Journal is biased against Hillary Clinton in their reporting just because their editorial page and their owner may not be pro-Hillary
right.
Clinton. So, you know, I trust the journalists to do their job.
I think that tarp is wrapped a bit too tight.
What color tarp are you
I'm
wearing?
sorry
That's the
about
only
that.
thing I
All
want to know.
It's a Fox News provided tarp. It's lovely. Thank you.
All right.